My name is Balder. Me and my mother, Judith, on the path to becoming indigenous again. And in this video, we want to talk about how we got here, how we moved from the Netherlands to Sweden.
From the city to the countryside. Yeah. That's a big change, I can tell you. But maybe I do that later. We want to introduce ourselves to you. And what shall I say? I was in the Netherlands, I was a yoga teacher, or I worked at least as a yoga teacher. And I coached mainly myself and others in finding calmness, inner peace, inner freedom, inner balance. And here and now on this channel, I want to do the same, but then online. I like to make videos about with meditations and exercises about finding nature in ourselves, finding that indigenous soul within, and maybe also about overcoming obstacles. Yeah.
In the Netherlands, I was a warrior. In my early teens, I saw that things were fundamentally wrong, that at the very fundament of Western society, there were a lot of things set up in very problematic, very unjust ways. And what I decided to do was to try and raise awareness about that, to try and talk about this and spread the message. And one of the things I found was that a lot of people know that there are problems, but we seem to have come to accepting that as normal and trying to make it a little bit better, but mostly keeping business as usual going on. What I then went for was activism. I was in the Occupy movement and later the Fridays for Future movement, the youth climate strikes. But what I noticed eventually was that I got exhausted from both, and that I felt that I didn't want to fight against all the time. I wanted to build up something, work constructively in a way that felt better for me to do.
Yeah, and then came that year of 2020. Many people felt a kind of crisis in their lives and in the world. And in the beginning, I did not feel that. It was more quiet in the world. I like that. But at the end of the year, I got struck. I could not walk anymore. My knee protested in a painful way. And then a friend of mine came and said, "Why don't you look at the Earthkeeper Summit? You can't do anything else now." And I never heard of the Earthkeeper Summit. It was an online summit organized by Alberto Violdo, anthropologist and who became shaman. And on that summit were gathered many scientists and shamans all over the world. They came from, and they spoke about the end of the old world. They spoke with passion about beginning of a new world and becoming a new human, a luminous one. And Balder brought me breakfast, lunch, and dinner because I could not walk. And also heard those passionate people speak. We listened over 10 days.
Yeah.
And then we were so inspired about all possibilities of starting over, of making a new world.
Yeah, I was very inspired by that, and it caused me to pick up again on Mayan astrology, which my mother had taught me years before. And it got me to face some of my shadows. I put an end to my gaming addiction. I hadn't gamed for a few months, but I put a stop at it. I let go of that. And soon after, what followed was I had a vision, which was a very new experience for me. I saw myself in the forest doing shamanic ceremony, doing energy work around the fireplace. It was a crazy thing to see yourself doing these things, which, like I said, were very new to me. And I saw a timeline of the next couple of decades of things that may come to pass. And I saw a role for myself within that. And one of the things that was clear was I had to go to Sweden. I was told that within 2 to 3 years I would be going to Sweden. And that's exactly what happened. Now, I told my mother, and she asked, "Did you hear anything about me?" And I had. I'd heard that my mother would come some 5 years after I would go to Sweden. She would also come. But as you can see, she didn't want to wait that long. And we set in motion and got started on the preparing and thinking about all the challenges. And there were doubts at times, but we kept going and we had faith. And then we found this beautiful place.
Yeah. When I was younger, I was a teenager in the 60s, I already had that feeling of going back to nature, that we needed that. The problems of these days about environment and injustice and peace. We had the Vietnam War. That I don't believe in technology as a solution for that kind of problems. And I didn't these days. So when Balder came with this vision, an whole longing came. Yeah. How do you say that? Yeah.
Came back?
Yeah. I felt that longing for living in nature. And I'm on the age now that one says, oh, you have to live near the shopping mall and to the health center now. But I know I'm getting crazy when I'm doing that. What I need for my health is being in nature. So I came with you. Yeah. Yeah. that's where we are, and a bit about who we are in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And
What you wanted to make videos about.
yes, what I want to make videos about, more than about living in the now, and it's also about the garden. The first thing I want to do here is making a garden to grow food in a natural way, and I like to show you something about that in coming videos. And I'm looking forward, to tell and show you about how we communicate with nature and how we communicate with spirit. Yeah. I hope you will enjoy that too. And if so, well, let it know down there with the buttons of like and follow. And we also look forward to your comments, questions maybe, so that we can communicate with each other about all this.
That we can have this journey of connecting back with nature together. And share experiences. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.